Hello, everybody. I am here with Rach to talk about how we are supporting families at Churchcentral South in 2022 and beyond. Rach, great to see you.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, absolute pleasure. I am sure that we would all agree that kids are a vital part of Churchcentral South. It might be that you have them in your family. It might be that they just bump into you while you're having coffee on a Sunday morning regularly. But they are certainly a feature at Churchcentral South, and they are a feature that we love. And we want to serve our kids the best that we can. And I think traditionally, when people thought of kids' work at a church, they would instantly think of the hour a week on a Sunday morning that kids would go out to from the service. And in many ways, I think rightly so. We've had teams of kids workers over the years and still would have that serve our kids absolutely brilliantly while the rest of us listen to the sermon on a Sunday morning. And I just want to say, if you're listening, great work, kids teams, great work, TOTS team, great work, Emerge teams too. You serve us so brilliantly. Thank you so much. However, as a parent, I know that sometimes there is a temptation for me to think, as I send my kids off to that hour on a Sunday morning, that basically that is discipleship done. No job for me anymore, that they're just going to go once for an hour a week and then bloom and flourish into mature disciples of Jesus right before my very eyes. And I've become personally convinced that this is missing the point somewhat. I think it'd be fair to say that one of the most important lessons that me and my wife Jem learned over lockdown has been the importance of taking seriously our responsibility to disciple our children. And I genuinely think this is one of our highest callings as parents. And I wouldn't want anybody who's a parent in the church to miss out on it, partly because it's a lot of fun, but maybe more so that if we won't disciple our kids and train them in the ways of Jesus, well, you know what? There are loads of other people and organizations and corporations out there who would love to train our children in a slightly different direction. And I'm not sure that we necessarily want that. And because of this, then, we are going to be shifting the emphasis of our kids' work at Churchcentral South from basically the centre of it not being the hour a week on a Sunday, although that will continue and hopefully get better and better. We're going to shift the emphasis to helping to train and resource our parents to disciple their kids all of the time. And there are going to be lots of different things that pop up over time about this. But today, what we want to do, after my lengthy intro, is to introduce you to a new initiative that we're starting in Kids Central, but that should also help you who are parents helping your kids to get to know the Bible. And it's called Bible Memory Stickers, and Rach is going to tell us more. Rach.
Yes, so in Kids Work, we are going to be doing each week some memory games to help children remember verses of the Bible. We've got 10 particular verses that we'd like the children to learn, or we think would be beneficial for them to learn. And we're also going to give them the opportunity, and indeed you the opportunity, to learn those at home. They'll be given a bookmark where they can log which their memory verses they've learned. And there will, of course, be prizes for those children that have learnt their Bible verses.
Of course, but it's always about the prizes. It's funny, though, because memorising, I think memorising the Bible is really hard. So why are we putting our kids through this when us as adults often struggle with memorizing, particularly because I think you've been quite generous. We're going for some verses. We're also going for some quite ambitious chunks of scripture we want our kids to get their heads around.
When I was younger, was encouraged by my parents to learn parts of the Bible, and I still remember them now. I'm 25 years old and still remember things I learned when I was 6 or 7. Our minds when we're younger would find it easier to retain information, and actually, as I've grown up, I've leant on those Bible verses in times that I've been struggling. I've been able to call them to mind. I remember I learned Isaiah 58 when I was about 8 or 9. And now I always remember, he will make your night like the noonday, rivers of living water will flow from you. That always comes to me when I'm struggling with something. And that was something I embedded in my head when I was 8 with the encouragement of my kids' work leaders and my parents.
How is this exactly going to work in kids' work then?
So yeah, as I touched on already, we're going to be doing games in kids' work based around memorising these passages. We'll also do some sessions in kids' work based on the passages so kids can see actually these are how these apply, which I think is crucial when we're looking at the word and training our minds with the word. And on your any given Sunday, you can come up to a kids work leader if you're a child and recite a memory verse. You're also welcome to if you're an adult, but you won't get a prize.
So last question then, how then could parents use this at home? How does this transfer from the Sunday morning to home life?
As Jonny said at the beginning, we want to be able to, you guys to be able to disciple your children and to raise them in this. This doesn't have to be a heavy thing or a burdensome thing. We know if you're raising kids, you've probably got enough on your plate. But this could be an over the dinner time conversation. It could be a simple thing they do before they go to bed. Just 5 minutes every day. It could be as easy as that. And actually, we're hoping that the children will feel motivated and excited by this. It's an amazing opportunity for them. So hopefully they'll be willing to engage with you on it at home, and you can be excited to do this together as a family. It can be an easy thing.
So basically, parents, please talk to your kids about this. This will be introduced in Kids Central in February, but the passages are up on the website already, or will be very, very soon after this video's made. So feel free to give them a head start. They could get some prizes even before everyone's even talked about it. Who knows? And speaking of the website, there is also a new families section on the Churchcentral South part of our website, which contains a bit more about why we're shifting the emphasis of the kids working the way I've said, but also some very practical tips about how you could, as a parent, make Jesus a more normal part of your family life. Now, just to finish, if you're not a parent, I hope this gives you a really good window into this section of the church community and the kids and the families and all of those. But also for you, and I guess for parents too as well, I do hope, as Rach kind of alluded to, that it entices you to maybe try memorizing a bit more of scripture for yourself. And I don't want to raise a competitive spirit in the church, but to put it bluntly, you don't want the kids knowing more of the Bible than you, do you? Is that a bit cheeky to say, Rach, or do you think that's a...
No, I like it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do. We can't let the kids defeat us here. Let the memorizing commence. I'll see you all soon. Bye.